What nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Anime Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Shoukoku no Altair Season 1, Episode 5, titled The City of the Lighthouse. And I just can't believe it's taken so long for this episode to come out, but I think it has something to do with Anime Strike, and fuck you, Anime Strike, for doing this. But, I'm just glad it's here. So we're going to Financia this week, and I'm so excited because we get to see my baby Kairos. I love Kairos. He's one of my favorite characters. But something I want to point out, which has been just driving me goddamn nuts, is that Mafu just looks really thick. They look like the animators look like they added like 10. It looks like they added like 10 pounds to Mafu, and it's driving me freaking nuts. Because if you look in the manga, he looks very slender and he has like feminine looking features. They didn't even do that. I don't think they even did that at all, because, and that drives me nuts because there's a comment in the manga where this is like when Mafu goes Okama, where they even say that Mafu looks like a real woman. So yeah. Anyway, this is an adaptation of chapter 12 of the manga, if you're following it as you're watching it. I like the narration was done really well. I was very, even though obviously the wording is different compared to the manga, but the narration was done well. Something that I'm liking here is that they're mentioning they're doing like little hints of the Imperial ships. I think that's really, really nice, because in the manga it's not even there. Like the explanation of the Imperial ships gets there. It's just put in there a little bit later. So I like that that is mentioned throughout this. This part was skipped, and it's annoying me, which was, I guess that means that in this town the Earth Spirit is the most popular. Then how am I going to find a shrine to the Water Spirit? In order to gather information from this town, I need to meet someone who connects Zakanos Pasha Gaz Kulak. I guess to begin with, I should try the technique from last time. There's Kairos! Yes, he's in disguise, and I swear to God, Kairos looks like Johnny Depp. That was like the first thing I thought of was Captain Jack Sparrow with that wig on. Kairos looks like Jack Sparrow, and I'm so happy because I love Kairos. Kairos is awesome. Kairos is one of the most badass characters in this series, so I was very happy to see Kairos. Let's see. This part was skipped, which was when the guards came to. So when the guards are coming to get Mafu, this part was definitely skipped, and that kind of annoyed me because you know, praying to the Water Spirit is just a thing. Which is, ho, I see you are quite devoted to your worship. I have indeed heard of how faith in the Water Spirit is a national characteristic of Turkike. That part was definitely skipped, and something that drove me nuts is that is driving me nuts right now is this part was skipped, and instead we get the scene with the Imperial soldiers, which that's not necessarily a bad thing, like order scene wise, like if I wish I don't know, like it's just kind of weird. But this part was definitely skipped. Among the various countries along the Central Sea, especially here in Financia, mass performances of your adventures are so popular. To girl Mahmoud Pasha. I wish they would have mentioned that. And also, this scene is supposed to be like a dinner scene. It ain't a dinner scene at all. Like, it is in like the prisoners, not the prisoners. It's in the jail, and it drove me goddamn nuts. This part was skipped too. I heard rumor of your arrival in town. I just couldn't let the opportunity go. Please forgive my rudeness, but just as I suspected, seeing the real you instead of an actor on stage is quite different. Are you sure he's the real one? Tukrul Mahmoud was supposed to be a giant of a man with a big red beard, right? I heard he crushes the head of his enemies in one hand. I can't imagine the shrimp doing that. You're being rude, Patrico Zenon. The stage is a place where events and people are simplified and dramatized. It's no wonder that the reality is a little different. I never miss seeing your stories from your adventures performed. Like how you cleaved a sandstorm in two with one swing of your shamshir. Or how you, a lone horseman, broke through the enemy ranks, or how you ran down a castle wall on a camel. I am honored to be living in the same era as a hero like you. Whose story did you say? Oh yeah, so I heard that in Turkey people put yogurt on the food. What, really? Yeah. Hey, does that mean does that mean that you make meat and vegetables and stuff taste all sour? Yeah. And then he's like looking at this squid octopus. He's like, am I supposed to eat this? And we don't get any of Mahmoud's response. Cause he asked, what are your thoughts about, Mahmoud Pasha? I can only see his preparation for, an upcoming attack on another port city. That gets mentioned, but Mahmoud isn't the one that says. Is that so? But from what I've seen, the city is fairly lively, was skipped. And this part was skipped as well. I must apologize. I have just been scheduled to enter into dialogues with the foreign dignitary after this. Please don't mind me. It may be imprudent, but I often find myself thinking this part was definitely there. And then what it does here is it's like jumping like back and forth in the chapter. It is driving me goddamn nuts though. But the content is there. So I'm not going to bitch too much because the content is there. But then we get to see Kairos take off the wing. I was like, Kairos! Kairos! I'm so happy. I love Kairos. I love Kairos so much. See Ludwig seasick. I just am like, Karma is a bitch because I know what she's going to do later in the manga. So it's like, sorry, I can't stand Ludwig. Ludwig is a bitch. She is not just a bitch. She is a psycho bitch. So then after the scene, I'm glad they showed the scene with the Duchess and the old man before going into chapter 13. How I think they adapted chapter 12, I honestly thought it was a big old clusterfuck. The flow of the episode or the portion of this episode was just a little, it just didn't flow as nicely as it should have for me. But anyway, we are on chapter 13 of the manga, manga's adaptation, and I like that we got the narration saying that it's 15 days since the war started, and we're gonna see some badassness. And oh, another thing I like that we got to see in the anime is I like that we got to see like the preparations for war too. I thought that was really cool as well. So let's get to the second half of this episode. See, the arrow go through the guy's face was so freaking cool. Okay, so this part was skipped, which was climb. Don't stop, E1. Think only about getting higher. Let's see. Let me just double check something. I just want to make sure this part's here before I say that it is. Yeah, this part was skipped, which is, oh, damn it, how are we supposed to advance when it's this bad? He must be kidding. This kind of battle is impossible. Yeah. Bob Rain isn't playing. The Imperial Empire doesn't play. He shot his own person in the face because he deserted. They don't play there at all. This part was skipped too. Hold on a second. But I must say, it is rather impressive how they just keep at it. This makes it their fourth wave, right? Even though not one of their men has made it into the city. Which I wish they would have mentioned because that's kind of important that it's their fourth wave trying to get their butts in here. I kind of wish they would have mentioned that they couldn't come up like over at least 1/3 of the wall, because that really shows how freaking lame the Empire is. It's always that SOB Minister Lewis. Oh, where we're at in the manga, Minister Lewis is gonna die, or hopefully die soon. If you're not caught up to it, we're at like chapter 90. We're gonna be at chapter 100 for the next chapter. I hope that mofo dies. I can't stand Minister Lewis. He is like the biggest prick ever. Screw you, Minister Lewis. You aren't the big. You might be good at strategy, but Fred is still better. I would say Sinbad is just as good too. Or no, Sinbad's better than you too, Minister Lewis. Sinbad would destroy you in a war. Speaking of, I love that we got a shot of Minister Lewis with the chessboard. I thought that was really cool. Why don't you have the kids sing? And I've noticed this is not just limited to Shoukoku no Altair. This is happening in a lot of anime where they're just doing the narration and not even having dialogue. Like another one that's doing this is an anime that I really love it, and I'm surprised at it, is Nanamara Senbatsu. But yeah, Shoukoku no Altair did it as well, and I don't know what the hell's going on. But Mr. Kairos, eventually you'll succeed your dad as Kaiser, right? Huh? I'd rather die a dog's death than become a successor. Kairos. I love my Kairos. I love him. They sent an inquiry to Florence, and it looks like you quit a long time ago was skipped. This part was skipped, which was, sorry, but I'll pass. I have an important duty to carry out, so you'll have to find someone else. Too bad, I bet your story was great, but this part was skipped. I should have mentioned this before. Which was, aren't you bored of this day after day? I'll let you hear an interesting story, so you won't won't you keep me company until morning? And then it was, I have an important duty to carry out, so you'll have to find someone else. Too bad, I bet your story was great. Here we go. That's not what I meant. Won't you help me out with a little job? Right now, I'm on the lookout for people to add to a certain spy network, to forge a network of connections between people with both guts and physical strength. I've been thinking for a while now that I should come and persuade you to my side. Solomon Bey made me listen as he told me his various experiences, various jobs, and various opinions. Soon I realized I was nothing more than a brat standing before a stage. Wait. If you open this door, there's no turning back. Think it over well. Oh, I just want to make sure that this part's here and that they're not skipping the whole flashback. Yep, I don't know what is going on. Like, between Bane and Abyss and Shoukoku no Altair, they're both skipping flashbacks, and it's pissing me off. If you cooperate with a spy like me, you will be in just as much danger as I am. Depending on the circumstances, for the sake of Turkike, I may end up betraying Finencia, your home. So what? Compared to inheriting old man's position, this is 100 times more interesting. I've always been looking for something like this, something good enough to risk my life for. Part of my job of a kulak or ear like me is to ensure the safety of God's eyes like you, which is my priority is to get you as far away from the battlefield as soon as possible. Hold on a second. Part of the kulak's job was there. I want to make that correction. Okay, something that this anime is definitely lacking, and I just, been thinking about it for a while, is that it is lacking facial expressions, because there are some hilarious facial expressions in this manga that are not being shown in this anime at all. Like after Mahmoud says, for that purpose, I need you to prepare a single ship along with its sailors. Like fucking Kairos makes like this fucking hilarious face, and then he gets like extremely annoyed when he says, "Were you listening at all to just anything I said?" And it annoys me that was skipped. Or like facial expression wise. I don't know what is going on with this animation though, like facial expression wise. It's just bad. God, I really, really, really hate how Mahmoud's hair is animated. It is just so fucking flat. It doesn't have any movement. It's just boring. Oh my god. I know I went nuts all about mullets and freaking Balmy Yukosa, but fuck, even in Balmy Yukoso, the fucking mullet was moving. Why can't you give Mahmoud's hair movement? This is just bullshit. I don't understand why Mahmoud didn't mention, but you must never ever allow the Empire hegemony of the Centro. And to prevent that, I want to do all that I can. That was completely skipped. I really like where the episode ended, but what they could have done, and I wouldn't have mind, and I think it would have been really cool, is to see, like, even though we did get to see the shot of Minister Lewis earlier, I would have liked to see the shot of Minister Lewis and the Queen. What was it? And the Queen goes here. So, to take the White Rook. I wish they would have shown, like, I know they showed it earlier, but, like, I wish they would have showed it at the end, too. If they would have shown it at the end of the episode, I definitely wouldn't have minded either. But I actually like the placement of Minister Lewis in this episode. It's not that bad, because he got mentioned, but I really wish they would have shown it at the end. It would have been a lot better. Anyway, so next episode is going to start near the end of chapter 13, going into chapter 14 of the manga for adaptation-wise. Overall, like, the first half of this episode was just a giant clusterfuck. the second half was a lot better. I will say that. The second half of this episode was a lot better. And I love my boy Kairos. Kairos is animated really well. I don't like that the facial expressions feel very flat. I don't like how Mahmoud's hair is very flat, because if you look in the manga, especially when Mahmoud was like hanging off the stairs, like the wind was blowing through his hair. And, like, you could see, like, the movement going through it. You didn't see that shit at all. Mahmoud's hair did not move, and that bothered the hell out of me. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you guys think of this episode? Did you guys think, like, the first half was a giant clusterfuck like I did? Or do you think it was okay? And what did you... And, are you guys excited for Kairos like I am? I love Kairos. Kairos is, like, one of my favorite characters in this series, so I'm just happy to see Kairos. Oh my god. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing, want to contribute to the Nerdigans Inc. expansion, there is a few ways you could do that. You could donate to the Nerdigans Inc. PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off the Nerdigans Inc. Amazon wishlist. All those links are in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on the Twitch, aka Twitter, follow my Twitch channel, friend me on PlayStation Network, all that's in the description box below as well. Until next time, Nerdigans, I'll be seeing you later. Bye!